Thanks for tuning in to the Old Dirty Basement. On this week's episode, we're covering Jordan Belfort.
Jordan Belfort, also known to many as the Wolf of Wall Street, where pudding pops, quaaludes, greed, and prison do not make for a good mix.
Wall Street Gay Lobo.
Whoa, what the hell was that?
I don't know.
Wall Street. Start again.
Oh, wait, I thought that was Mexican for wet floor.
No.
Or Castlevania.
That's
Castlevania.
Castlevania.
Simon Belmont.
Simon Belmont, that's right. Castlevania. But yeah, we hope you're enjoying the show. Speaking of which, if you are, leave that 5-star rating. Spotify, Apple, Google, wherever you may be. Apple, you can leave a written review. Really helps us out. And sit back, relax, and enjoy the real Wolf of Wall Street.
This is the Old Dirty Basement, home to debauchery, madness, murder, and mayhem. A terror-filled train ride deep into the depths of the devil's den.
With a little bit of humor.
History.
And copious consciousness.
I'm your announcer, Shallow Throat. Your hosts are Dave, Matt, and Zap. I love you, Matthew McConaughey. All right, all right, all right.
Hey, this is Dave,
Matt.
And Zap.
And welcome to the Old Dirty Basement.
where every week we cover a true crime.
Murder.
Or compelling story.
So sit back.
Relax.
And comprehend.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Old Dirty Basement in this late winter day.
Yeah,
We're almost out. We're almost in the springtime.
Almost.
almost getting there.
We're springing ahead, so it's spring forward.
I never want it to end. I wish it's just perpetual
Winter?
winter.
You like winter?
I like winter a lot. I like the amount of darkness.
I'm a fall guy. Not like the show.
Like the show.
Not like a show.
I'm the
fall.
unknown stunt man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That's
a
a
good.
good back in the day show.
No, I like spring. Spring's good because you still get a little bit of that darkness, yet you don't get the full onset of hot, humid, nasty.
That's fair.
Right.
That's absolutely fair.
Speaking of spring, check out Spring Tea, our link for our merch. You can get a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, just
Why
a little
not?
promotion. Yeah, why not? You know,
Please.
what I mean?
A little
Spring
something
tea.
for the
I
effort.
thought that was like a rapper. Spring tea.
Spring Tea, yeah, Chicago drill rapper, Spring Tea.
Spring
Putting out a
Tea.
new album. No. Support your favorite podcast. You know what I'm saying? Go out there, get some merch. But
Merch.
yeah, so Zap brought this one to our attention. We know Zap's always good for a good financial crime or story.
Yeah, want to break it up every now and then. And
Yeah.
maybe this was a stretch, but maybe it wasn't. I mean, the
No.
guy had a movie made after him, so why not?
Yeah, we don't need no killings all the time.
Yeah,
It's nice to talk about money.
Yeah,
That's it.
and there's plenty of people out there that want to stick it to the man.
That's right.
Like, how could this have happened to just poor investors? Oh my gosh, this is so terrible. So
I got a lot of good feedback on the Con Man, the Barry Minko. So people like that one a lot. This is kind of along those lines.
Sure is.
But different, I guess. So yeah, I'm real excited to get into this.
yeah, man.
Matt, were you aware of the real life guy?
No, I just thought it was Leonardo DiCaprio. I thought
Okay,
he was
yeah.
the real Wolf of Wall Street and
Yeah.
his hot wife.
So you thought it was fake, like made up?
No, I knew it. I knew it was based on something. I just never delved into who it was actually about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and what it's about is a dude by the name of Jordan Belfort. Jordan Belfort, born on July 9th, 1962, the son of not one but two accountants.
How about that?
So he was smart.
Well, he had the money background.
Right.
So the one sucky thing I know about being an accountant, just because I happen to be a CPA, there is always a burning, resentment is too strong. I think it's a matter of envy, that if you're hired to count somebody else's money, they have more money than you.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So let me ask you on that. So certified public accountant, CPA.
Sure.
Is that any accountant? Are they all cert CPAs?
No.
Or is
So the easiest way I can equate this, you can go to law school, but not necessarily ever pass the bar.
Right.
So you could, for damn sure, whatever, you'll pass with your JD. Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
But until you pass the bar, you can't be a practicing attorney. So that is to say, you can't practice this particular thing. You can't appear before a judge. You can't do, it's very difficult for you to hang your own shingle. Same thing with the CPA world. So if you're not you can go to college, become an accountant. That's fine. Graduate with your master's, and there you go. You get your accountant. But until you pass that exam, you can't opine on financial statements. You can't do audits. You can't do a lot of stuff.
So you're not certified then.
Right.
I
Again,
gotcha.
it's again a very similar along the lines. Oh, another one. Go to medical school.
Mm-hmm.
You can pass, I'm sure, all of your classes, but I'm sure that there's some kind of exam or something that you get to be. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Well, I don't know about that one, but yeah.
I know it's for damn sure the same with lawyers. I don't know.
Like a doctorate?
Yeah, I'm no
doctorate.
scientist, so
Right.
I can't say that it applies to doctors.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely know it's the same. Like lawyers, CPAs, basically like neck and neck.
Did Kim Kardashian, did she pass her bar exam yet? I know she was.
Was she going for it?
Yeah, I know she wanted to be a
I
lawyer.
don't know. I don't try to think about her too much.
The Kardashians, they're everything.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I guess if you're one of them doctors, you don't get your MD. Maybe you end up at like Aspire, or one of those like urgent care or whatever like
I
that.
thought you meant like a doctor in Mexico.
You could do that too, I guess. They probably have different credentials and stuff. But yeah, I just always wondered about that with CPA. I always see certified public accountant, and I'm assuming that I've never seen one that wasn't certified.
So yeah, it's so
Accountants.
okay. So
I'm
fun fact.
non-certifiable, but
Yeah.
I can still count money.
So something there are so many countless angles to the accounting world, just like there is to the lawyer world.
Right.
So for example, just because you know an attorney who might practice in picket, small claims, I don't know, let's say workers' comp claims.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think for a second that lawyer is going to know everything there is to know about every facet of the law.
Right. There's
Like,
different. Yeah,
This is not going to be the guy you go to for entertainment law or for corporate law or tax law. Nope. He has a particular practice, and bam, good for him.
Yeah.
Same thing with CPAs. Like you'll have CPAs who they're focused in tax, or they're focused in-house. They might work, in corporate.
Mm.
They might work for a firm where they're doing audits or consulting work, or you name it.
Right.
But it ends up becoming a specialty. Like I can't think for the life of me any one CPA ever that knows all there is to know about every facet
Right.
of how far and wide and the depth and breadth of everything that has to do with money.
Right.
So it goes.
Yep. Speaking of money.
Yeah, speaking of money. So Jordan Belfort, son of two accountants, I can neither confirm nor deny that they were CPAs.
Okay. I think they were. I think I did read that they were, but who knows?
Also, again, I'm no scientist. I don't know if you have to pass a magical test when you become a doctor. I just wanted to go back to that.
We'll find out on that.
Yeah, we'll
mailbag that in.
I'd have to talk to a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure there's not a magical test, but there's like a lot of
Classes.
testing involved.
Yeah.
Maybe once you get your DO or MD,
Mm-hmm.
now you can all of a sudden do it.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Okay, like I would try to find like the least amount of work to get a doctorate in something, so I'd have to be called doctor.
Or you could just get Dr. J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Detroit. I mean, there's other. You could be like a DJ.
Bill Cosby was a doctor.
That's right.
That's right.
Like honorary doctor or whatever, right?
The cause.
The cause.
Wait, who was Dr. Detroit? That was
That was Joe Piscopo?
no. And,
No, that was Dan.
Dan Aykroyd. No.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd.
I don't know. I know that old Bill Cosby was Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable.
Oh, on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, either way. So Jordan Belfort, between completing high school and starting college, this son of two accountants, he and his friend actually earned $20,000 selling Italian ice from styrofoam coolers to people at a local beach. Like, that's entrepreneurial.
Yeah,
I love that. Like, that's drive. That's initiative.
Yeah, this guy was all about it. I do know he said too, like in interviews, that he was like always looking to make money, lemonade stands, shoveling snow, and he would bank his money.
Sure.
Like his friends that would blow it. You know what I mean? So he was always thinking money, saving it, and building wealth.
This guy was a hustler.
Yep.
And not like hustler, like
the magazine.
Correct.
Right.
Not Larry Flint.
No.
He was a working man.
It's
Right.
a mover and a shaker.
Yep.
After selling all of his selling this Italian ice with his buddy, he went on to graduate from American University with a degree in biology.
Mm-hmm.
Is that in D.C.? Where's American?
Yes.
Is it? Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's in D.C.
Do you know why he went to that? Do you know why he studied that?
Biology?
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Well, his mother told him the only way you're going to make money is be like a doctor or a dentist or something along those lines. Like go into those fields. That's where the money's at.
Interesting.
So
Says the accountant.
Says the accountant, exactly.
Well, and look, I got to tell you, Ma was probably right because look, if you're going to spend your life counting other people's money,
Mm-hmm.
you might not be making enough money.
Right.
Unless you have staff below you that are counting other people's money, and you're the one that hired those
you're
people.
the one that hired the people.
Right.
Then you're making all their money.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, he had the mindset of like, oh, I need to be a doctor, a dentist,
Which
something along
makes
those lines.
sense.
Yes.
I remember being a kid and getting that same rap.
Right.
And it was, I mean, look, I know that, obviously I know, but I grew up just broke as a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And I just knew early on that doctors make a shit ton of money.
Right.
Or at least I was told that, doctors make a shit ton of money. I know nowadays it's different.
Mm-hmm.
With the changes in healthcare laws, it's completely different.
Right.
But way back in the hayback, like doctors are the sought after. That's the money.
Saying that not doctors anymore, but I think dentistry is like where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
They say a lot of people that have their own practice, dentists. I mean, they have people working for them. They go in like 3 minutes. They look at a tooth here and there, and they say, "We're good."
It was funny too. I think he said too he went to dental school. He was going to go to dental school.
Go ahead. That's my next bullet.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're nailing it.
No, I was going to say that he showed up that first day, and basically they said if you're in here, if you're here to make money, this is like not the place to be. It's not what it was, I guess, along those lines of like.
That's exactly right. So he went after biology.
Mm-hmm.
He went to dental school and dropped out almost immediately. When on the first day,
Yeah, that's crazy.
the dean of the dental school said, "Look, the golden age of dentistry is just over, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Forget it. Whatever you heard coming up, that's over. If you're here to make money, you're in the wrong place."
Dental
spot.
school dropout.
Right.
Crazy.
What was that, Greece?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Dental school dropout.
Yeah.
I love.
Not there were a musical here or anything. Oh, the Old Dirty Basement. Oh, the musical.
Ooh,
That'd be good.
That would be great.
yeah.
Yeah, I would dig that.
Coming soon to a high school theater near you.
Yeah, with New Order and what were they?
Animation.
Depeche Mode, New Order.
Yeah, we were just in like the 80s mode before we started
Erasure.
recording. But yeah.
Yeah.
So what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Come on. We're just freestyling.
Just
here.
freestyling, yeah.
The dentistry.
Yes.
Oh, dentist.
Yeah, Dennis said no money in dentistry.
But I had to say, there's twice a year. Like to me, it's like it's Christmas. I love going to the dentist.
You like that?
Oh my God. I
hate
love it.
What about it?
Because I don't know, like I'm laying there and so I take what I believe to be very good care of my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just someone that's looking out for like my teeth and my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not forget, everyone, that the mouth is like that's the entry for everything going into your body.
Right.
I would hope so.
I'm saying like,
Well, sometimes.
What other entry points are there? Is that?
well, I'm saying,
Or no, wait, you got to erase that.
don't
Yeah.
forget that simple concept. Just because, like, watch what you eat,
Mm-hmm.
watch what you're putting into yourself, shit like that, and not just, once it gets into your stomach and shit like that. I'm talking about like fucking bad sugar or whatever that's rotting your
Candy.
teeth away,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever that could go into your mouth, like you get some kind of infections and shit like that. So public service announcement: take care of your fucking teeth, please, and
Yeah.
your gums.
Yeah, dental fun fact for Matt. How many cavities does Matt have?
I'm guessing as many as Zap.
0.
Correct.
That is
You've
awesome.
never had a cavity?
Never, ever.
For real?
No, none.
That's impressive.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
They always say to me, they're like, Matt, no cavities again.
Brush your teeth.
I'm like, thank you.
I had one like that I had to get a root canal. Horrible. Yeah, root canal is not fun.
I know. I never
recommend it.
know.
Yeah.
Never been to Canal Town.
Yep. But yeah, I'm surprised dentistry is not a way to make money because
High school friend of ours,
Yeah.
is now, from what I gather, a pretty successful dentist.
Yeah, I know that guy, and I
Yeah.
actually know another guy that was ahead of us. That's a dentist. Actually, that's where I go.
Yeah, I
no
know,
shit.
That's my teeth. Yeah.
A friend of mine from another school that he has a pretty successful. I mean, he drives a good rig too, so
Yeah, you know
his
they're
doors
doing
aren't
our-
this yet.
They're
but
not doing that.
he's like a little bit away from buying that,
Right.
So he's doing well.
I've been going to the same dentist practice
Mm-hmm.
since I'm a kid. The same one.
Oh, for real?
Like in Steelton, the same one. Like the only dentist, the only office I've ever known. Like my original, the OG, he's gone.
He's gone, but they just
But the practice remains.
keeps going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't believe there's still a dentistry in Stilton.
Right.
The rent is cheap.
That's right.
True, very true.
So
Right next to Rosman Brothers.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There's Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
There's in the dentist.
There's a
the St.
dentist
Lawrence.
right between the Dairy
Yeah.
Queen and the St. Lawrence Club.
That's right.
So with dental school completely out of his mind, Belfort decided to become a door-to-door meat and seafood salesman.
Delicious.
Yep.
He succeeded, but the business ultimately failed because he expanded too quickly.
Yep.
So his succession just got too much.
Yeah, like he went to work there, and I think he was like killing it at this company, and then decided to start his own. Correct?
Yep.
And kind of went off on his own. There's like a company similar around here called like Anchors Away, and they do that, selling door to door. I just couldn't imagine trying to sell that shit like door to door.
It's a hard sell. Think about that. Door to door. Now, today, not only do people have the internets at their fingertips and in their fucking pockets,
Right.
but there's a great Sebastian Maniscalco skit on this.
Yeah.
Like when you were a kid, somebody knocks on your door. You can't wait to open that door and see who's there. Nowadays, somebody
You
knocks on
hide.
your door.
They'll
You
get
hide.
shot.
Yeah, people don't answer the door. I don't want to answer the door.
Hide. They
Hide.
hear you,
Get
yeah.
down.
You're like
Funny. Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was gonna say like his whole gimmick with this was I think that what I had heard was that he would basically pitch it like, oh, we got all this extra shrimp or meat or whatever left over. There's like a hell of a deal here. I got to unload it. One of them deals, like basically you're getting a deal this century here, and he would kind of
Much like the mob.
make you think you're getting a great deal, so you buy. Much like, I don't know if you guys ever been approached, but I'm sure some of our listeners have. The speakers guy. You ever get the white van with the speakers in a parking lot that come up to you?
That sounds scary.
No, you've never had that. Neither of you.
Does he sell candy?
No, no,
As
no,
well?
no, no,
Is it
no,
ice
no.
cream?
I'm telling you, this happened to me on 2 separate occasions, and I know some of our listeners, if you live in this area, and it's everywhere, these guys show up with these boxes, and they say they're installers for like a home theater store or something like that. I got these speakers. We had them for a job. They return them. They don't want them. I got to sell them. Sell them right now for $300. They're $5,000 speakers, and they say on the box MSRP $5,000. This and that and the other.
I can print stickers too.
Right.
Right.
But these are actually legit printed on them. You know what I mean? Well, me being that's kind of what I do on the side.
You are the audiophile,
yeah,
Dave.
I'm a home theater guy, so I know brands. I know, I pretty much have heard of most any speaker or anything like that. So I call the bullshit right away. I'm like, I never even heard of this brand. Like they're like, this shit is not legit. So they basically get these speakers and put these bullshit MSRPs on them.
Mm-hmm.
The speakers in reality are probably worth like $100.
At best.
Yeah, and they're making you think.
The actual store Best. Does anybody remember that
Oh,
place?
Yeah, the best store. Yeah,
I
there's
love
a
Best.
store called Best.
right. These guys are basically making you think you're getting the deal of the century on these speakers. In reality, they're bullshit speakers. Bullshit. So they're just saying, oh, we had an install and they backed out, and my manager said I got to get rid of them. So you're getting the deal of the century, basically buy them, and that's basically what he was doing with the meat and
It's
fish.
clear that I don't spend enough time in parking lots. I've never been approached
Really?
to buy speakers.
But when you were saying the door to door, when I was in high school, my grandmother lived in Steelton area, and there was a place on Eisenhower, and it was an Electrolux dealer.
Yes, I remember that next to the S&H.
Next to the S&H,
Yep.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
So actually, 17-year-old me saw that they were saying, make up to $1,400 or something crazy, like $1,600 a week.
selling vacuums.
Selling vacuums.
Yeah.
So me, I guess they had an event where come on in.
How can you lie to people like that? I mean, seriously.
All right, I'm just saying. I saw the money because I was
no. I'm saying, how could they possibly sell to somebody like, look, you have this income potential? It's vacuum cleaners. Come on, man. They've been selling vacuum cleaners door to door since vacuum cleaners been vacuum cleaners since they've been invented.
Right.
But this is like 1992, 93, maybe going
So
into
you're high
93.
school,
yeah.
yeah.
I was 7. Yeah, going into senior year of high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen this. I go in there. They're having the big event. Come in Tuesday, whatever. Blah 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 blah. This was during the summer, and I was like, man, it's gonna be a good summer gig. I want to make some monies.
Selling door to door.
So anyway, you
Get
go in
the
there for
ladies.
this. You go in there for this big event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they go, okay, everybody here, who's new, and they're like, well, today we're giving our awards out, for our monthly award. And they were like, this is to, Suzette. Suzette, here is a cruise to Mexico. She's like, oh, this is my third one, everybody. Like, she goes, and everybody, there's like 3 or 4 people, like, all kind of my age, maybe younger. We're like, wow, man, cruising. The other one, they like, oh, here is a new, like, it was a new moped or something, like something super cool. Like, damn, I got no moped. I could use a moped.
Yeah.
But they were giving out these prizes, and I look back on it, like, I was like, man. So I started there. I was there for like 2 weeks, something like that.
You saw through the bullshit then, or what?
No, because then I was like, realizing, I was like, even if you even if you sold a shit ton of it, like I'm talking like, and they would go load you up at the beginning, you go there, like, here, take 6 or 7 today, you're going to need it. And I had like a little gold Pontiac T1000 and shit.
Yeah.
And no, wait, I still had the Honda. I just had my Honda.
The Prelude.
Yeah, the Prelude.
Yeah.
I loved the Prelude. I hated the T1000.
Oh, that was gold loving right there.
So you didn't sell any then, I'm assuming?
No, yeah, you would go to they would tell you these like hot spots, and they would be like all these like old retirement places, like these people that were like soft in the head. You know what I mean? Like these,
fine.
But these old ladies would invite you in, and you'd sit in there for 3 hours. They get you coffee and all this other shit. You talk to them. You think you're going to sell something. You're doing like stuff around the house.
They just get you to clean the house. And shit
yeah,
for
pretty
free.
much.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Do this room.
And they want a little bit of company, and then I was like, so are you?
Oh, Barry Minko.
Right. Barry Minko, yes.
That's right.
Hey,
That's
right.
but
Z
anyway,
best,
yeah,
yeah.
and
Clean the carpets.
it was just bullshit. But they had you come there for this big event, so they're acting like, hey, just 1 month this lady's getting a cruise because she sold.
Right. If it's too good to be true, it usually is. You know what I'm saying? I've learned that over the years. I almost got caught up in some shit like that.
Yeah, but Electrolux.
Those freaking Quick Star and all that shit, that multi-level marketing or whatever they call it. Yep.
They call that a pyramid.
Pyramid schemes, yeah. You can get caught up in that.
Multiple level is AKA pyramid. So, yeah, alas, Jordan Belfort's business as a door-to-door meat and seafood salesman ended up filing bankruptcy when he was 25 years old. He not long after found a job as a trainee stockbroker at L.F. Rothschild.
Right.
Now, to be, full disclosure for you two and for anyone else, listening to this, there is a movie about this guy. It is called The Wolf of Wall Street.
Correct.
I have never seen that movie. Never seen the movie. So if at any point while we're walking through this, surely you two have seen the movie.
Right. Yeah.
If there's something, you jump in with, by all means, jump in.
Right.
Like, I just got factual, actual, whatever I can get. I have no idea what was embellished. So
This movie is a drama, The Wolf of Wall Street, but you will laugh hysterically at some of the scenes in this movie.
It's a great movie, and also, like talking about what Zab's talking about, it really picks up at this point here. This is where the movie kind of, so we don't even get to really see any of his childhood or any of that other stuff. So it kind of starts where you're starting here.
yeah. So Jordan he's learning, he's doing his thing, but sadly he was laid off after the Black Monday stock market crash on October 19th, 1987. Now, for anyone not familiar out there with with Black Monday, this was the day, 1987, October 19th, the market dropped 23%. 23% one day.
It was like 500 points or something, right?
Yeah. So this is now to be clear, because I'm not letting this happen on Ronald Reagan's watch.
Right.
Not on Ronnie's watch.
No, man. This is
Well,
after.
Nance.
This is after. Thank you, Ronald Reagan. Thank you. The stock market had risen. The Dow. Now we're just talking the Dow.
Right.
Rose 350% from August of 1982 to August of to its high in August of 1987.
So we're still ahead overall.
Are you again? So from
Didn't New Order sing that song, Black Monday?
yeah, just like it.
Yeah.
It's just like it. So to put this into actual points on the Dow. Now, you may or may not follow it now, but the Dow is up in like the 30-some thousands. In 82, the Dow was at 776.
Wow.
In 87, it rose to, in August of 87, 5 years later, it was up to 2,722. So again, that's a 350% growth in 5 fucking years.
Right.
Thank you, supply side economics. Thank you, Ronald Reagan. Then minus Black Monday, which was 508 points. By the day's end, the Dow was at, so there was the Monday was whatever it was, 508 points. The Friday before that was X. The Thursday was just starting it right before that. So it ended at 1,738 by the day's end. Anyways, that was bad.
Tell me now, how does that feel?
So people got, well, how does that feel? Let's see. If I had invested of August of 82, if I just invested in an indexed fund, that was at 776. 5 years later, that rose to 1,738. I'm still going to call that a pretty goddamn good return. That's a 200 and some % return. Over the course of 5 years, I say OBKB. But that's just me.
What was that from? OBKB.
Fat Albert.
Fat Albert. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
That was Mushmouth.
Yeah,
I know, I heard
OBKB,
that one.
Fat Albert.
Yeah, I thought I remember. Yeah, I knew that.
Ooh, Bill Cosby.
Yeah,
there it
also
is. He
Bill
did all the
Cosby.
voices. That's right.
That's right.
And he did, what was Brown Hornet?
That's
Yeah.
Brown Hornet. God damn, that was so good. God bless you, Bill Cosby.
People are like, what the fuck are these guys talking about?
When does he stop giving? I mean, really.
Yep.
So,
Hey.
after getting
Leonard Six. That's when.
Leonard Part
Leonard
6,
Part
Yeah.
six.
that's when he stopped giving.
That's right.
He just started taking from there. So, after getting laid off from L.F. Rothschild, he started his own firm. He founded Stratton Oakmont and ended up later on buying out the original founder of that.
Is that where Wolf of Wall Street? This is Stratton, the Stratton Oakmont, or
That's
something
when
like-
he started at. But in
Yeah.
between that, he went to that investment center, that place.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
So I did read about that. I kept it out because it was just
It was like a little stepping stone in between.
from the history. Again, we're talking about just the dude Jordan Belfort, not necessarily certainly not the movie, as I've never seen the movie.
Right.
That investment center was like
A penny stock.
that
type
was
joint.
that was like Matt going to the 2 weeks of vacuum cleaner salesmanship,
Right.
and then saying, "Fuck this, I can do this on my own."
Basically, yeah.
Which I got, I think, a degree there, like a CPA. But it
Yes.
was-
But I was
or a
thinking,
doctorate in vacuum cleaning.
You know, in some states and foreign jurisdictions, you need a CPA a CPA license in order to sell vacuum cleaners.
That's insane.
oh shit.
That's absolutely true.
But I was thinking about that investment center he went to work at. Like it was like in a strip mall.
Also, that's not true at all.
That's not.
No, you don't. Anyone can sell vacuum
Oh, I
cleaners.
thought you were talking about investment center.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh,
It was-
okay. No.
It was a fun.
I was like, wait a minute. I was like, no, the investment center was like in a strip mall and shit. And it was just like they sold like those penny stocks, which
Yeah.
are all like a scam. And I got caught up in that shit, man. I bought penny stocks. It didn't pan out. Some guy at work talked me into it.
Those things are pennies for a fucking reason.
Right. I was like just starting out at my job, had like a little bit of money in the bank. I was like, I'll throw 500 at it. What the
Sure.
hell? Because he's like telling me about this company, Microbacks. He's check it out. It's got a ticker symbol and shit. Bugs. He's like, they have this proprietary technology where they can basically with oil spills, they can eat up all the chemicals and oil and shit out of the water. And he's like, it's going to be a huge company. I'm like, fuck it. I'm looking, it's
live
like
and learn, man.
11 cents a share. You know what I mean? One of them deals. But yeah, that shit's all a scam. So that's the company he was working at.
Yep.
And they were trying to get people basically to invest in these penny stocks. And the in the movie too, they talked about it, but the commission was like 50%.
Yeah.
So it was big. It was big.
And what was the name of this, John?
Investment center, and it was
Investment Center.
making me think of like Rena Center or like any of those places like that. It wasn't
Which
like,
don't exist anymore.
no, but it's like
Or
along
do
the
they?
same lines in a strip mall, and it was just like a shitty place.
I think Rent-A-Center does still
Yeah, there's
exist.
still places that rent.
Because I
Yeah.
could have sworn I saw Shaq doing a commercial.
For Rena Center,
Yeah.
you can buy a TV for like $400, or you
Correct.
can go rent it for $50 a week for the rest of your life.
That's
you know-
right.
You know what I mean?
Shaq has no shame.
He does not, and Shaq has made a shit ton of money, having not
Yeah,
having any
he-
shame.
I think he endorses everything, like foot powder.
I
He
say good for
endorses,
him.
Everything.
The General.
Hustler.
Wow.
I say good for him and his 2 foot long feet.
Yep.
Yeah, Shaq's brought up a lot on the show here.
Hey, so's Bill Cosby.
Public service announcement. Don't
Kowski's every 2 minutes.
Public service. Don't rent a TV. Just save up and go buy it. Right.
Just buy a goddamn television.
Yeah.
Go to your local Sam's Club, even a Walmart. Just look at the tellies. A couple of $100, it's all yours.
Okay, but look on the TV, look on the telly when we watch it. Half the commercials you see are for no credit,
right,
low credit people that got like a 280 credit score.
This goes a long way. One thing you're going to see, if you haven't already, it's becoming more and more pervasive, if not invasive, is the ability to make payments on anything.
Oh yeah.
It's buy it now for $100 or make 4 equal installments of $25 over the next 4 months. So many countless kids, and by kids I mean 20s,
right.
Yeah,
and or younger people who don't have steady gigs or whatever. Well, sure. I mean,
I can afford that.
Well,
yeah.
from a cash flow perspective, of course, I would rather pay $25 over the course of 4 months versus $100 now. I'd rather have that cash and be able to work with it. If you miss a payment, all of a sudden, like, interest kicks in and you are fucked.
Oh yeah.
It's the stuff that it's the stuff that gets clicked through, like when you agree to terms and shit, like on websites and shit like that.
where you're not really reading all the shit because there's so much to read.
Nope. And that, I'm telling you, that is everywhere anymore. It's absolutely everywhere. Amazon is riddled with it. Walmart is riddled with it. Like any retailing website, you will see that.
And it just made me think about that because this guy is basically, which we'll find out, is scamming people. But a lot of stuff is they're scamming people. And just thinking about that investment center had me thinking about Rent-A-Center and payment places and all that stuff and check cashing places and all these places that are basically preying on people that, they don't know any better. People, are just like, they'll forward you the money for your paycheck. Then, paying double, triple, quadruple back. When you were saying,
when you watch TV and like you see golfing on TV or some of these places, like you see these golf courses and the houses by these golf courses, they have all scammed somebody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Would you stop? What does that fucking mean?
It fucking means there's people, when you have that kind of money.
You, sir, are a racist.
You scammed
you
somebody.
hate rich people.
Yeah.
I do not like rich people, no.
That's the shame, man. That's the American dream.
It is the American dream, but you've had to have scams to make that kind of money. I believe.
I don't know.
I don't know. Are you an honest, hardworking person and you have a $3.5-4 million home?
Well, let's find out. Let's find out.
I'm sure there are plenty of those people out there.
Yep.
2.
Soon to be 3.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, wait. Soon to be 5.
5, yeah.
That's right. Soon to be 5. In the meantime.
Yes, we have never done anything scammy in our whole lives.
No scamming.
No scamming.
Public service announcement. If somebody who is a stranger is offering you an easy way to pay, they're in it for the money.
Be skeptical.
Yes, that's right. They don't know you from Adam.
Any business in America.
So from Investment Center, dude moves on to start his own firm, Stratton Oakmont, buys out the original founder after some good deals. He hustles, he works hard. Now, Stratton Oakmont ultimately functioned as a boiler room. A boiler room is a thing. Now, that is a movie with which I am vastly familiar.
Yeah.
Love that movie. Fantastic movie. Fantastic piece of American cinema. If you have not seen Boiler Room, don't sleep on that. Watch Boiler Room.
Who's in that?
Giovanni Ribisi,
yeah,
Vin Diesel.
Okay.
Great movie. Absolutely great. Ben Affleck. He's good. He's in the. So a boiler room is essentially it's a high pressure call center. So this is just a room filled with dudes on phones that are just marketing things like penny stocks.
They got the scripts. They're going down the line.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they got their, what's that called? Oh my God.
Script?
No, they got a script, but it's called something in that business. They call it the
pump and dump?
No, I don't know, but go ahead.
Well, so the pump and dump is what they ultimately want to do with these stocks. So if they're not pushing penny stocks, which are garbage to begin with, they're doing ultimately what becomes a pump and dump scheme. So in a pump and dump scheme, a seller will push just fake news on customers, like claim to have like insider information, or they'll release they'll say, oh, this press release is just about to come out about this stock. Like, you should buy it now because, tomorrow, once this press release comes out, oh my God, the stock's going to go crazy.
So get it now.
Right.
Yeah. And so ultimately, this is just real simple. I think it's really simple, but just to explain. So if enough people buy into these sales pitches, this increases demand for the stock. Now, increased demand creates an increased price.
Yeah.
And then once the price is high enough, those who in this boiler room who had purchased this stock at their original purchase price, once it gets high enough, they just dump all of their shares, and then they stop pushing it, which means that the stock price ultimately plummets down to fucking Garbageville.
Nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pump and dump also could be a one night stand.
Could be.
Yeah. You don't get it?
Yes,
I
I
was
get
gonna
it.
say it
Could
was.
be. Also a dumpster, depending on with whom you are.
That's
Right.
the pump and dumpster.
Yes.
Right.
That's right. So this place, this Stratton Oakmont, is actually, this was an over-the-counter brokerage versus any other brokerage that's dealing in the true, I don't want to say securitized. It's like how do I say it? It's like they own the stocks themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So they are the ones that are selling them directly to you. Oh, versus an exchange.
Is this like that rat holing or whatever they were calling it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never seen the movie.
Okay.
But this is essentially they owned the shares, and you are buying. If they're selling them to you, you are buying their shares.
Mm-hmm.
Versus an exchange where it's like, look, I'm buying from this guy and selling directly to you, or I'm just enabling the purchase and sale.
Mm-hmm.
I'm merely the middleman. Versus, again, an over the counter, they own it, they're selling it.
You say rat holing.
Yeah, I think I don't know if that's what he was talking about. It's where they would basically have, say like we're Stratford, what's it called?
Stratford Oakmont.
Stratford Oakmont. Say you and I are Stratford Oakmont, and we have Zap, who's like an outsider. We can say, hey, buy these stocks and hold them for us. Like basically he's buying them, purchasing them, but holding them for us.
Okay.
And then basically pumping up the value because, you know what I mean? Looks like people are buying it, but we're basically telling them to buy it for us.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And
So when you explain rat holing, that makes sense.
I thought I thought it was like an Urban Dictionary thing.
No,
like the Kentucky Hot Pocket or something like that.
No, so basically then Zap, whenever we say, all right, give them back or sell them, we then we give them part of the commission that basically you make. But I think that's like the term they were using.
Okay.
It was called rat holing.
And that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Again, as I had mentioned, so the more people that buy in, that's going to increase the price as the market, is going on.
Mm-hmm.
So with this buying in, if you can find yourself that rat hole,
Mm-hmm.
that look, man, use your existing cash, right? Buy these shares, sit on them. Don't fucking sell them. Just sit on them.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to sell you some more of these little by little. Just sit on them. And then when we dump them, you will get a cut and all
Okay.
that good stuff.
Right.
But you're buying them, sir, with available cash makes it look like other people are out there
Buying this up.
creating the false demand, then creating the false inflated price, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Someday I'm going to see this movie,
It's great. Yeah,
and
telling you.
I'm going to see that term. So Stratton Oakmont at one point employed over 1,000 brokers and was involved in stock issues totaling more than $1 billion, including these guys were actually behind the IPO for the Steve Madden footwear company.
Yeah, Steve Madden was huge with the girls back in the 90s. I know my wife used to love wearing Steve Madden.
I mean, I couldn't tell you last time I bought a pair of dress shoes, but I know I very much remember buying Steve Madden dress shoes.
Did they make them for? I didn't know they had.
Oh,
men's shoes.
shit,
Oh, for
yeah.
real?
Yeah, I didn't know
Okay.
they were for guys.
Oh
either.
my God,
I
yeah.
was thinking Giorgio Bertini, like we talk about.
No, man.
Just
Remember, like
the male version,
in
but
those
That IPO failed.
that didn't go for a
Yeah.
while. Yeah,
those magazines. I think like Alyssa Milano and like a lot of like
That-
the stars are
with
like
Steve Madden.
yeah with the Steve Madden like they were kicking little Steve Maddens off like
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Bertini was a penny stock.
Yes,
Probably, yeah,
that's
I
right.
think
That's
so.
right.
Giorgio Bertini,
Yeah, they could still sponsor
which
us.
is
if they
not
wanted.
not to confuse with the Bruno Mali.
No, that's
Yeah.
still
Definitely not Bruno Mali.
No.
No, we didn't have Bruno
would be
Mali money.
Yeah, Bruno Mali would be the Berkshire Hathaway of the
Of the shoes,
of the
dress
shoe
shoes.
market. Yeah.
That's for sure.
They had a certain crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mentioned the over-the-counter thing. So this firm, this Stratton Oakmont, they were they became the largest over-the-counter firm in the late 80s through the early to I'm sorry, early to late 90s.
Mm.
So again, that's huge. That's absolutely huge.
Big time, yeah.
And if you watch Boiler Room, that whole movie is centered around what these guys did.
I don't think I've ever seen Wall Street either, which I know you
Jesus
brought up and
Christ.
talked about.
Charlie Sheen.
I should have
Yeah.
tied that into I should have insisted that instead of what we talked about, I should have insisted, since we're doing Jordan Belmont, we should do Wall Street
Wall Street.
next time.
I gotta watch that.
Is that. Oh, I was going to say.
For the
that's
movie review?
movie review.
Yeah.
Which we just put it on the list. Do it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Which Charlie Sheen's dad was in that also.
Martin Sheen, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And Michael Douglas.
God damn, that movie's good.
I
That
think
is a
I've
good
seen
movie.
bits and pieces of it, or maybe I saw it, but I don't remember it. I was probably too young to appreciate it. Probably when I saw it, maybe I was so young and it was just over my head, but I'd like to go back and watch it. It's not a movie that if I did see it, I didn't see it at the age I could appreciate it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I saw it when I was 12, I had no fucking idea what
Right.
stocks were or what they're talking about. I could watch it now, but I do know the guy's name was Gordon Gekko, right?
Yep.
That was the guy, yeah.
But even to look at that, with that movie, the pressure of being on something like these brokers and things like that.
Sure.
Mm.
20-something kids usually working pretty much all day,
Right.
all night. And to make that kind of, like, I think they said 1 in every 20 people in New York is a millionaire,
Mm-hmm.
which is
You know,
crazy.
If you can hustle, man, you can make that money.
You can make
You
the
can
money.
make
Look, another public service announcement, like nothing is going to come to you. I promise. You have to go after it. It's not going to fucking land in your lap.
You got to go. Yep, you're right. And I have friends that are professionals and have, lawyers and I know people that are lawyers and doctors and different things that are high pressure jobs. And a lot of times, like, I'll look at them and be like, man, that must be great that, get paid like that and have a job like that. But then they'll look at me and, like, my job's kind of a 9 to 5 that I go to, leave, and I leave it at work. When I leave work, I'm done with it. And they have an envy for that. So it's one of those things where if you're
Are you kidding me? My phone? But when we're doing these things, my phone's vibrating
Blowing
the
up.
whole goddamn time.
So you exactly, like, you're something you went to school for, you're sure paid well for it, but your job probably doesn't leave you alone.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
it
And-
becomes very difficult at times to be able to hit that off button.
Right. So I think that sometimes, like, to make that money or make money like that, there's pressure and stress and all that other stuff that comes with it. So it's just a balance, I guess. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know this job that this guy's doing's got to be
Stressful.
super stressful.
Well, yeah, not just
24/7.
his. So not just what he's doing. And again, let's remember that, as we had mentioned, this guy is operating a penny stock sales and pump and dump stock sales. So he knows what he's doing is fucking wrong. Like,
Right.
he knows that. So not only is he in charge of this biz, there's got to be in some place in his mind the realization that he's responsible for other people's lives. And I'm just saying his employees, the people that are relying on
Counting
him,
on him, yeah.
to be there, to come in every day, to work hard for sure for that reward.
Right.
It all the while, it's a whole shitty underlying concept, of course, but I don't know. I just think about that, and that some of that shit just blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so all of that aside, with this type of business that this guy's been running, this Oakmont, or the Stratton Oakmont, was under near constant scrutiny from the National Association of Securities Dealers, the NASD, from 1989 onward. So they saw this guy coming from the gate,
Never watched him.
which that makes sense, right? So these investors, people are going to start reporting shit. A couple of bad deals go through, or they're going to.
I think it's the power.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
A couple of bad deals go through, people are going to start making phone calls, and they're going to, hey, there's this outfit out there called Stratton Oakmont, man. They fucking took my money.
Right.
I lost all my money. These guys sold me a bad bill of goods here. So constant scrutiny. In fact, so with enough of that scrutiny, in April of 1996, the New York District Business Conduct Committee barred Stratton Oakmont from conducting principal retail transactions for 1 year.
Is that it? Just 1 year?
1 year.
Okay.
Now, they had appealed it, and because they had appealed it, they started digging deeper. That is to say, the NASD started digging deeper. And then in December of 96, the New York District Business Conduct Committee had them expelled from the NASD, which basically puts them out of business. In other words, if I were to lose my license as a CPA, I would be out of fucking business.
Right.
So it is that. Or if you're an attorney and you are disbarred,
that's not
you are out of fucking
Can't
business.
do that anymore. Yeah.
If you're a doctor touching your lady patients the wrong way, you are out of business.
Right. NASD, what is that? Is that the
National Association of Securities Dealers. It was later replaced with.
It's not NASDAQ. It has nothing
No,
to do
no,
with
no,
that.
no, no.
Okay.
This is call it the governing board. So great example. So as a CPA, I'm subject to the requirements of the Pennsylvania State Board of Accountancy. So it's to them each year I have to report my continuing education, my, no, I don't have any felonies or misdemeanors and shit like that. Like they are the regulating body.
Okay. I was just curious on an NSDA. I didn't know if that has anything to do with that.
They were later replaced with FINRA. I can't remember what the acronym stands for.
FINWA, you said?
FINRA.
FINRA. FIN. All right. So financial something.
Okay.
God damn, I should know that. But, oh well. Now is not the time. So being expelled, they are put the hell out of business. And not but 3 years later, in 1999, for these pump and dump and penny stock dealings, Belfort was indicted for securities fraud and money laundering. He pleaded guilty and admitted that for 7 years, he and his partner operated a scheme in which they manipulated the stock of at least 34 companies.
Gee.
Ultimately, he defrauded over 1,500 investors of approximately $200 million.
It's a lot.
Doors don't go like this.
Yeah.
Doors are still going left and right, but 200 million is a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, that's not 20.
And that's in like the 90s.
That's the
money.
90s.
Yeah.
That's his defrauding and whatnot went from the late 80s through the early 90s, early to mid 90s. So it's big money back then. So Matt will love this. As a part of his plea deal, he received less prison time and cooperated with prosecutors in their investigations of other brokerage houses. I say Matt would love that one because Matt loves when the
rich people
get off.
Because they're rich.
Yeah, the way he explained that was kind of like when these guys for like financial crimes like this, like for you to cooperate, it's like either you cooperate or you're looking at like 30 years. So it's 30 years or 2 years. Like if you cooperate, you're getting 2 years, probably 4 years, something like that. If you don't cooperate, you're getting like 30. Like they're gonna really throw the book at you.
I'll take 2.
Yeah.
No, but white collar crime so much different than. But the way they look at it, like these people are already financially fine. Like what they can find them money,
Right.
but it's like they just make deals because they got really good lawyers, and it's not going to hurt anybody.
Or conversely, maybe the prosecution sees like think of Catch Me If You Can. I know we've talked about this before. So Catch Me If You Can, also a Leonardo DiCaprio movie.
Right.
So this guy knows everything there is to know about check fraud.
To catch a criminal.
So the FBI recognizes that and says, hey, man, you could be a valuable asset to us to help us find other, shitheads like you.
Right.
You cooperate with us. We will lessen your time in your 8x8 or 10x10 cell. And in exchange for that, again, you must help us.
Yes, give us information on how you did this, who you talked to,
right. So they turn that into an asset.
Right, like I think he took helped say like with him they took down 70 other people or something like that.
That is exactly correct.
Versus just one or
this
two.
Guy's a hero, Matt. This guy's a hero.
Yep.
We don't need another hero.
That's what Bette Midler said, right?
We don't need to know the way home.
Yep.
He just wants to be out of.
Was that Bette Midler? That wasn't.
No,
Bette
that
Midler.
was not Bette Midler. That was
Tina Turner. That's right. That's right.
All Tina, all dead.
Bette Midler was.
She was the Wing Beneath My Wing.
Wing Beneath My Wing. That's what it was. Yeah.
Which, like when we were growing up, they sang like every 8th grade graduation.
True.
Right.
Very true.
Kind of a hero, but more the wind beneath one's wings.
That's it.
Yeah.
So in exchange for whatever he could have gotten, he was ordered to repay of the $200 million plus. He was ordered to repay half of that, which approximated $110 million in restitution, and ended up serving 22 months out of a 4-year prison sentence.
So he paid back half.
No, he was ordered to pay back half.
Oh, okay. But he didn't have to pay that back.
Well, so he agreed to pay half of his income until 2009.
Okay.
After that,
which was to whittle away at that 110 million. Now, by the time 2009 rolled around, he'd paid a little over out of his pocket from sentencing on 700 grand. And that was in addition to 10 million that had been paid through the liquidation of his properties and other assets and shit at the time. Right. So if he owed 200 and I should say if he stole 200 plus and they defrauded by virtue of defrauding, they said, all right, of all of that shit, you got to pay half of that back. That's going to be 110. Of that 110, 10 million of that was paid by liquidation. 700 grand was paid by income earned from the time he got out until 2009.
Right.
Which call it like 8 years.
But with that kind of money, he had other accounts, other places that he hid his money that he had and probably got out when he got out.
Switzerland, yeah.
With
not even Swiss, but just there's other ways to
hide it.
Well, is there? I mean, with nearly 100 million still have to pay.
And because 37 pizza shops.
The bill, nice. The bill was still there. I mean, the bill was still there. And so he's arguing that, like, he had, his lawyers go back and say, well, look, man, there's two things here. You ordered him to pay 110 million, but there's an expiration date on this. Like, he has to pay it until 2009. So what happens after 2009? Like, it was an error in the sentencing, essentially.
Was it?
Well, they had to renegotiate the whole goddamn thing because with nearly 100 million still left to pay, he renegotiated his deal to basically pay $10,000 per month for the rest of his life. Now, I want to take a pause on that for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pretend that I'm Jordan Belfort. I just get out of prison. I'm somehow able to negotiate, I'll pay you $10,000 a month for the rest of my life. Or I go back to prison. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying all of that because, like, again, in my mind, because I don't have the mind of Jordan Belfort, dude, I just got out of jail. Like, I'll be lucky to get a job at a fucking, mopping floors or, something just that's not going to get me $10,000 a month to throw away back for restitution.
You said $10,000 a month he has to pay? Or
$10,000 per month for the rest of his life.
So you're talking, $120,000 a year
after tax
that he has to pay.
But he has the money somewhere in order to make a deal like that. Be like, look, I'll give you the 10,000. And they're like, okay. For them to agree on that, they know he has some sort of other income.
Well, let's consider it instead the means by which to create that income. Again, he's a smart guy.
Very smart, yes. Yeah.
So he ended up becoming not unlike the Leonardo DiCaprio character from Catch Me If You Can.
He's helping the feds.
I can't remember the kid's name.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Frank Abagnale. Frank Abagnale was the guy from Catch Me If You Can.
From Catch Me If You Can, okay.
So not unlike Frank Abagnale, this guy, again, developed and has that means. He, smart dude, pretty fucking smart dude. He became a motivational speaker and a writer. He wrote his life story in 2 books, The Wolf of Wall Street and Catching the Wolf of Wall Street. The former became a film, which I have not yet seen. And again, on the motivational speaking side, his engagements center on business ethics and
ethics.
Well, yeah, and honest salesmanship, because he goes at it like, hey, look, I'm the asshole that defrauded people out of $200 million some fucking dollars. I'm that asshole. Or again, I'm Frank Abagnale. I wrote, tens of millions of dollars in bum checks, whatever.
Right.
Ethics. So in Jordan's case, it's like, look, man, I lied to people. I hard sold people. I did this, that, and the other thing. In fact, part of his ethics thing, one of his biggest things is what Matt had mentioned earlier about Wall Street. So there's a absolutely famously classic line that Gordon Gekko says in that movie where he says, greed is good. He's talking to this group of investors. He's like, look, man, actually a board of directors for a paper company that's going to go shitty or has been operating shitty. Gordon Gekko's character is a corporate raider. He goes in and he finds shitty operating companies, buys them, rips them apart, and sells off the pieces. Makes a shit ton of money.
Right.
So Gordon Gekko, again, greed is good. Greed is a motivator. Greed is it's what drives us. It's what makes us. Jordan Belfort says, I was greedy. Greed is bad.
Mm-hmm.
But passion is good.
He just changed the word.
So
same thing.
That's right. So passion is good. Well, and so I get that. And it's from his experience. He will say that my passion was, in fact, the desire for a shit ton of money. So my passion was to work as hard as I could to make that money. Passion for doing something is great. Belfort, I want to give back. I want to give more than I get. That to me is where I am now, post-prison, shit like that. So his motivational speaking engagements that talk about, ethics, honest salesmanship, shit like that, his fees from each of these engagements range from 30 grand up to 80 grand per engagement. Mm-hmm. And there's points at which he's doing this shit once a week, at least.
Well, yeah. Well, he was, I just saw an interview with him from recently, like within the last year. And after this movie came out and stuff, now he was getting upwards of 200,000 sometimes for
absolutely
speaking. And you were talking about the money and the greed and all that stuff like that. In the beginning of the movie, they actually have a cool scene in the very beginning with DiCaprio, and he's rolling up a $100 bill, snorting cocaine, and he's talking about how this is the greatest drug on earth. And you're thinking he's talking about cocaine, but he unravels the $100 bill, and he's like,
the money.
It's the money.
Yep.
The money is really what the driving factor was for him.
But see, greed gets you a beach house in the Hamptons.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm cool with the passion that whatever is underlying that. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, I'm in no way, shape, or form going to ever endorse, condone, or suggest.
Passion gets you a Toyota Prius.
Any kind of illicit activity. Passion does not get you a Toyota Prius. Unless you are buying Toyota Prius
just because you want the Toyota Prius.
For a fleet of vehicles that might operate Toyota Prius for the business.
Mm-hmm. Watching this guy, though, the real guy, in like recent interviews and stuff, like I can see where the guy is like, he has like an aura about him. Like I enjoyed watching him speak. I could see where, I mean, he's a fast talker, obviously, because of what
this guy knows how to sell vacuum cleaners.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, my God, yeah.
He would have sold all 6 of those.
He would have been to Jamaica, Mexico. He would have been everywhere.
Right.
All over, but there and back.
Mm-hmm.
But these people that we speak of, though, I'm just saying, I'm sure they're good people at heart. But in order to get the kind of money that these people get, you have to be involved in some sort of deal that does not make you feel good about yourself.
That's not true.
That's not true because like he even said,
dude,
like,
capitalism is not bad. Look, there are certainly bad people. I'm not going to take that away from you. I'm not going to take that away from you. But not all wealthy people are bad people. Mm-hmm. That's not how it works.
No, not all wealthy people. I'm just saying, like the extremely rich, somewhere they had to overlook something.
I can't believe that.
He made a comment in this recent interview where he, like, currently what he's doing now is motivational speaking. Like he said, a lot of consulting work, and he said he'll make in the next 5 to 10 years he'll make more money than he did when he was doing all this illegal stuff.
Illegal stuff.
Sure.
So there are ways to.
The movie fucking helped.
The movie definitely helped. Yeah, so you could
when
say
you've got
that
Leonardo DiCaprio playing you in the movie, that's going to help.
Right.
But you're saying where he is at now, making all this money after doing something illegal, it wouldn't be what he's doing unless he had done that
illegally. I get what you're saying, but yeah, I mean,
I'm sure when people are making these deals on Wall Street, like they have no inside. Kind of like what was her name? The lady that's cool with Snoop Dogg now.
Oh, Martha Stewart.
Yeah. She got caught, but I mean, I'm sure that wasn't the first time you've done that.
Martha Stewart is a saint.
She is. She's
Martha
lovely
Stewart
too.
is a fucking saint. So, fun fact.
What are we checking out?
no, sorry, go ahead, Zach.
No, please go ahead. Keep on finger box.
Because I got to look something up.
I see. So, fun fact. Jordan Belfort shared his prison cell with Tommy Chong while serving his sentence.
Yes,
from Cheech and Chong.
Cheech and Chong.
Cool.
Cheech and Chong fame. And it was, in fact, Tommy Chong who had encouraged him to write about his experiences as a stockbroker.
What if they rolled a big booger joint?
The Wonder Joint.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Well, you can get anything in prison.
Oh, that's what we were just talking about the other day.
Mm-hmm.
What I was going to talk about is that Red Granite Pictures, and they're the ones that put this movie out. They funded it and everything else like that.
You're saying the Wolf of Wall Street movie.
The Wolf of Wall Street movie.
The movie I have yet to see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one.
So this was funded by this Red Granite Pictures, and it was at one time a production company, but they got shut down because they were actually stealing money to help fund all this stuff. Like
That's
basically
amazing.
from the it was the Malaysian Development Berhad corruption scandal. So they were stealing it basically from the people in Malaysia, I guess. This guy with like government money and stuff like that. They were giving they were throwing like these big parties. Like Jordan Belfort was actually talking about it. He said he knew something was up because he was involved in the production of all this movie. They were giving like Leonardo DiCaprio paintings, like $9 million paintings as a gift. Like, oh, here for your part in the movie and all this. They were throwing money around for all these parties. It was looking real sketchy. So DiCaprio had to give like the paintings back, and there were some other things that happened, I guess. But
Well, this makes sense. Consider the source. It's Malaysia.
Malaysia, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Riza Aziz was the founder. Joey McFarlane.
Aziz.
Yeah.
Light.
Yep.
Aziz nuts.
Yeah, so that's Aziz nuts. But it's just crazy to think that this movie, based on this con artist, somebody was stealing money and doing different shit, and then basically was funded by that kind of stolen money.
Okay, Hollywood, very rich people.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which,
Never did anything wrong.
did you see that director? It's been going all over. It's like viral. This guy was a director. He's a director in Hollywood. He was in like a breakfast spot, and he
The
basically
Breakfast Club, or
no, like a breakfast spot, like ordering breakfast.
oh, okay.
And I caught the end of the video, so obviously there could have been some shit before that. But this guy's like telling him like, chill out, like they're doing the best they can. And the guy's like, I'm busy, like I need my breakfast, and they're fucking around back there. And the guy's like going back and forth with the guy. And he's
I'm
like,
busy. I need my breakfast.
and the guy's like, he's
And
like,
keep your goddamn babies off the street.
this director, Hollywood director's like, I'm busy too. Like I got to get out of here, you know, this and that. And him and the guy are going back and forth. So they finally give him his food, and the guy's still talking to him, like they're going back and forth. And on the way out, the director's like, I make $300,000 a year. Like I don't got time for this. Just basically bragging, saying he makes $300,000 a year. But in LA, that's not really
I
that
don't
much
say I
money.
would be
Like,
bragging about 300,000 in
Yeah.
LA.
Not in L.A.
But the guy was basically being a prick. The director was there, like wanting his breakfast immediately. But there's like 6 or 7 people there waiting for the breakfast. You know, their breakfast food. You know, and this guy thinks he's special because he's like a director or whatever. Yeah.
Hell with that
So
guy.
it's one of those ones where somebody was filming it. Now they put it all over the internet. You know, one of them deals. But, yeah.
Another fun fact, and I'm pretty sure, well, just the fact that you had mentioned that one scene in the movie with this is the real drug.
Oh yeah, with
When he unrolls the Coke, you know, hooter to reveal a $100 bill. So during his years at Stratton, Belfort led a significant life of lavish parties and intensive use of recreational drugs, especially Quaaludes.
Mm-hmm.
So Quaaludes, this is also known as methaqualone, also known as Ludes, Soapers,
Ludes.
and Disco Biscuits.
Oh, that's a great
what
band.
Does that, Quaaludes just kind of like slow you down, or what?
Yeah,
do they do?
it's a sedative, hypnotic drug, and not to say his name often enough,
Mhm.
but this
Bill
was
Cosby.
This was a fan of Bill. This was a Bill Cosby favorite.
Give me the Ludes.
Yeah, he loved slipping Quaaludes.
into people's drinks. and
Shit,
shit
yeah.
like that. Okay.
This was what he was doing to those chicks to get them knocked the fuck out.
Sleepy deepy doo.
Enjoy the pudding pops.
Well, there you go.
Come for the
Yeah,
pudding pops. Stay for the Quaaludes.
Belfort. He was inspired by Tom Wolfe's his novel in 1980s, The Bonfire of the Vanities,
Yes,
which he
yeah.
read in prison. And this inspired him to do the book writing.
Well, yeah, he actually wrote like 130 pages and read it after Tommy Chong was like, "Man, these stories are great. You need to write a book." He wrote 130 some pages and was like, "This is shit." And he's like, "I can't write." You know what I mean? So he read that Bonfire of the Vanities and basically used that as a blueprint of how to write a compelling book. And then he went back and rewrote it about the same amount of pages and kind of had it read over again. Or like, yeah, this is good.
Oh,
You actually got the formula down.
nice.
Yeah.
Smart dude.
Yep.
Smart dude. I know I had mentioned Boiler Room before. So this guy, Jordan Belfort, will say, "Oh, well, that my whole life, that's the story of my professional career. They based that movie on me."
Mm-hmm.
That's not entirely true. Actually, the movie Boiler Room was conceived when the screenwriter, Ben Younger, interviewed for a job at a brokerage firm called Sterling Foster.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you ever, when you watch this movie, and
Right.
dude, please watch this
I'm
movie.
gonna watch. It's on actually Hulu. I have Hulu, and I'm gonna watch. I
Boiler
started
Room.
watching it, and then she came down last night. We're like, "I'll watch a show."
Dude, it's so
I
good.
turned it
So that one against Sterling Foster was the actual name of the John.
on.
The name of the movie place is called J.T. Marlin. So it's like it's a play on J.P. Morgan, right? So people think the name is so close, it must be good. Anyway, that screenwriter went on to interview a number of other instances of boiler rooms. Like, don't think for a second, just because he had the biggest, don't think that Jordan Belfort had the only action on boiler rooms.
Right, there was other people doing
Similar
shit.
Absolutely. It's like vacuum cleaners.
Belfort never was actually called the Wolf of Wall Street. That was something that he just made up for the book.
Oh, really?
It was the nickname he gave himself.
We call that marketing.
Right. So
Great marketing.
after the book was written and came out and stuff, there was a bidding war in Hollywood for this movie to be done. So obviously, as we know, DiCaprio and Scorsese paired up and won the bid. It was around $1 million that they gave to secure the rights. But also in the mix for that was Brad Pitt, George Clooney, and Mark Wahlberg were all in the mix, maybe of either starring in it or helping produce it, or I'm assuming Brad Pitt or Clooney or Wahlberg would have played maybe the part. But DiCaprio and Scorsese, that team ended up getting, obviously, as we know.
McConaughey's in the movie. Actually plays a really, really cool part.
Yeah, I didn't get that part with yeah, I didn't get that.
He's in The Wolf of Wall Street?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he was
Hanson was the guy's name, and he
was saying I kind of like he was like that's all you need. I mean, he was so high on coke and stuff all the time in the movie, but it was somebody that inspired this Belfort was this guy that he based it on, like an older type dude that
it was
made
his
a shit ton of
Was he
money.
a beatboxer?
it's almost something like that. It was his first day at the firm, that Rothschild firm, and he kind of took him under his wing. They went up for dinner on the top floor, and he basically kind of told him about how to really make money with stocks. He's like, the key is to keep them buying, because you get the commissions, you get them, you know what I mean?
Sure.
You don't ever want them to cash out, because then it's real. He's like, if you keep it on paper and everything, that's one thing I had kind of thought about with stocks. I have 401k and I invest in stocks through that and all that, but for the average person, like, this is all kind of like on paper, and it's not like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of with stocks, it could get, you could be tricked and confused because you never really see any of it.
Well, not just tricked and confused. There are so many things that can drive all of that shit down. I mean, we had
but the stocks are like chips that you play at a casino. It doesn't really, you're not really understanding what it's really worth, because it's like fake.
What we have seen in our grown ass lives, right? So we saw the joys of the tech boom, and then the tech bubble burst. Then we saw the mortgage crisis in 2008. Market fucking tanked. Then we saw COVID hit, and that fucking hurt.
Just hurt everything.
And now we're
what hit?
COVID. Thanks, China.
I thought that didn't exist anymore.
It did back.
It did.
Apparently 3 years ago it did exist. Now magically it's just the flu.
It doesn't even matter anymore.
The common cold.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you're going to have peaks and valleys in that
cyclical,
market.
Yeah.
But on that, with that though, it harkens back to what you had said with respect to it's all on paper. Well, it is until it's fucking not. And I say that because, like, what about, people who, anyone, and I'm not saying, oh, what about the people? I'm saying, what about someone who, shit, you know what? I'm going to retire and I'm now going to live off of the drip of my
401k,
my, I don't want to say pension because that's guaranteed money. My whatever, deferred savings, deferred compensation, you name it. Well, if those investments are in risky enough investments that aren't, a stated rate or low risk enough that
don't put that into your last 5 years of work,
it can weather the storm of a market, you're fucked.
Right.
Like, there are people, like, after recent market hits that, shit, man, I got to work another 5 years to get this money back.
Which you see in today's job world. You see a lot of people in their 60s and 70s working at Hershey Park.
My point is like, with the stock market or anything you invest in like that, where you're putting money in, which in all honesty, you don't really see either, because it's all, you get a pay stub digitally, you get all that. You don't make believe. Like, my point is like say like you went and bought a piece of gold and you were stacking it in your closet.
Sure.
Like, there's something physically you can see. Like, oh,
have you ever met an Indian? You'll see every one of the Indians owns a safe, and in that safe is gold.
Gold, yeah, because they, that's something like they said with like gold and silver and stuff. It like 300 years ago, you could buy like, you know, with a little piece of gold, you
Sure.
could buy a suit or whatever, you know, a nice set of clothing, and it'll buy the same thing now. Like that value is always, my point being with stocks and all this other stuff, it's just all kind of like out there. You know what I'm trying to say?
It's not like the movie. It's not like the movie Blow, where he
Right.
couldn't hide all his millions, and they were like in the closet. They were in like the hallway. He had it
Right.
like you see it. It's the physical money.
I'm not saying it's not real. I'm just saying it's
Here's how much
But
it's
that's
out there.
why there's so much manipulation with the stock and the stock market.
Wow. Matt, you scare me. And I mean it, man. I worry about you. Like, not everyone who makes money is a bad person.
I didn't say that. I just said
Oh,
multi-bazillionaires.
only the uber rich
The
are the
ultra
bad
rich.
people.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Anyways, so we're talking about the paper, and it's real, but it's not real.
It's real, but what I'm saying is, you physically you don't have it. Like you just.
I
kinda
would
see it.
I would absolutely love for everyone to be paid their gross salary. Everybody gets their gross, but they are obligated to pay the taxes. They are the ones that have to every 2 weeks or every month. In the IRS world, it would be every month.
Right.
You would have to cut that check
And send it to the
to the feds for this tax, that tax, the other tax, the state tax, the local tax, the Social Security, the income, you name it. You have to be the one to cut those checks. And that is where, that's the true realization. That's the bite of shit, man. I pay a lot of goddamn taxes.
Oh yeah.
If you were ultra rich, you wouldn't pay as much taxes.
Versus just getting in that check. Matt, I can't do this with you. I can't. You know what,
It's
Matt?
true.
No, it's
It is
not true. No. But
the mega rich get a shit ton of tax breaks.
Maybe, Matt, this will help you.
Okay, go ahead.
In 2021, a hacker stole $300,000 out of Jordan's cryptocurrency account.
Oh no,
So there you go.
his Bitcoin.
There you go. Somebody stole $300,000 worth of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Crazy talk.
Have you seen any interviews with the real guy? Have you watched? He's actually like
Down to earth like a regular dude.
I would hang with that dude. Like I'm not lying. Like I mean I know he turned his life around is from what he's telling.
I
what
would
he's
buy
saying.
a vacuum cleaner from the guy.
Yeah, the guy is like so like there's just a magnetism about him. Something that makes you like, man, this guy like I can see where he was so successful because I sat there and watched like an hour and 20-minute interview with this guy, where usually I would fast forward through stuff, but I was like compelled by every word and just the way he's a fast talker and all that stuff. Like you can tell where he was good at what he did.
I feel compelled.
Yeah.
Well, people, to even be in a world like that with like stocks and with that kind of money, the people usually do have a
way
they're very magnetizing, I guess. People drawn towards them.
Well, that too, and like even just with New York, he's from New York, and New York in general, like dealing with the AV equipment, home theater stuff like that. With a lot of distributors, I can tell the ones like guys that are from New York, like they're quick talkers, boom, 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 like you know what I mean. And you're basically trying to deal with them on the phone, and they're trying to get off the phone because they got to go on to
they
the
got other
next
stuff
call.
to do.
So they're moving and
They're New Jack hustling.
basically, yeah,
HUSTLER.
right.
Hustler.
I guess it makes sense. Time's money. So this guy was
Time is
you know what
money.
I mean,
Especially like New York, LA, those places. People just always, I guess LA is a little more laid back, but New York,
yeah, it's
very
definitely
quick paced.
It's the city that never sleeps.
Yeah, it's just complete people just walking everywhere somewhere. You got to be somewhere.
Allegedly, the city that never sleeps.
It's a faster pace of life for sure. But yeah, that was
Good job, Belfort. Thanks, Zap.
Thanks, Belfort.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one, man. Again, this it's one of many. I dig the financial crime stuff.
I liked it. Yeah.
I dig the white collar crime. So that's going to be my John if I'm ever given the opportunity to get into it.
It's to be a white collar criminal.
Yeah,
like I'm aiming for that. But then if you were, you'd have a lot of money.
I got one for you to look up, Zach.
so I appreciate that, Matt. So I'm still in your like column since
Yes.
I'm not uber rich.
Once you get to like the 100 mil, I'm start worrying about it. Like, I don't know about
that's
that.
fair.
I
You'll be
got
the
one-
first one to know.
I got
Thank
one.
you.
I got one to throw out to you, Zap. If you like doing those, I had a request. Supposedly there was a guy that was trying to buy the New York Islanders hockey team, and it was all a scam. It was all fake money. He didn't have the money, and he was like super, super close. I guess there was a
This is like how Barry Minko almost bought the Seattle Mariners.
right.
Yes.
That's where he brought it up when he listened to this listener, Brian. Shout out to Brian. When he listened to the Barry Minko, he's like, "Did you ever hear about blah, blah, blah. And the guy that tried to, I'm like, no. I was like, he's like, there's a 30 for 30 on ESPN about it. And yeah, it's like along those lines. Basically, the guy was just faking it till you're making it, you know. Basically so if we can at some point maybe do that one, that'd be a cool one.
Yeah, sure.
Because those ones are cool. Like, I mean, these guys are smart at what they do.
There are other true crimes out there other than decapitating and murdering.
Yeah, we don't always have to do the murder. This is stuff, and like nobody was hurt except for all the people that he took the money from.
Right.
But nobody physically were injured except some people that might have taken their lives because he took all their money. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe it is a pretty bad crime.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
But yeah, that was definitely cool. But yeah, I'd like to check that one out. Definitely check out Wolf of Wall Street if you haven't seen it. I'm gonna check out Wall Street because I slept on that.
Your life, you need Wall Street and you need Boiler Room.
Boiler Room too.
As for you, Wolf of Wall Street, you'll enjoy.
In exchange, I will watch Wolf of Wall Street because from what I gather, this movie is about as long as both Wall Street and Boiler Room put together.
3 hours, like 10 minutes.
God damn.
Yeah, but it's
I didn't know it was that long.
A lot of nudity in it, a lot of that stuff. But I mean, it's good. It's Scorsese. So.
Margot Robbie's in it.
Yeah. But you guys got anything else in closing?
I got nothing else other than, hey man, there's a clean and a right way to do business. Mm-hmm. You know, you focus on the good. You know, you keep your priorities straight. You know, make sure that you're doing your customers and any service you're providing the right thing. Man, you can succeed at anything.
That's right.
That is true. Sure, there's a lot of people out there, good business people, and we thank you for your business.
So I guess that's it for now. Don't forget to find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok at Old Dirty Basement, and TikTok's at Old Dirty Basement Podcast. Don't forget to check out our merch store. It's in our link there. We also have a link for show support. You can go in there and be a Cellar Dweller supporter. Help us out. Help us get on this level, you know, of this guy here. And I guess that's it for now. So we'll catch you where?
On the flip side.
If we don't see you sooner, we'll see you later.
Peace. Thanks for hanging out in the Old Dirty Basement. If you dig our theme music like we do, check out the Tsunami Experiment. Find them on Facebook. Their music is available streaming on Spotify and Apple, and where great music is available.
You can find us at Old Dirty Basement on Facebook and Instagram, and at Old Dirty Basement Podcast on TikTok.
Peace.
We Audi 5000.